Hi, I'm Dr. D. Leitner, and welcome to the Doctor's Den, where I interview friends and former students to hear their stories, learn from their personal and professional growth, and hear about how they are engaging politics, strategy, and leadership in their everyday lives. Okay, so you've said the words mental health, so I'm gonna jump into on that a little bit. Did you really feel like burnout? Like, was it? I'm asking, like, were you at the point of just emotional burnout of having to deal with this on a regular basis? And if so, can you explain to me a little bit of how you identified that for yourself and said, okay, that's it, I'm done. I need to take a break from this.
Sure, it became very clear. Honestly, it happened when I left politics. I realized how burnt out I really was because when I was in the political world, I was in this mode of go, go, go. Like there was no such thing as a break. There was no such thing as taking a breath because if you take a step back in politics, you're basically disappearing. So I kind of reached this point where I needed to choose my mental health or politics, and kind of in the same way where I was being forced to choose my morals over political rise, I had to also decide, for myself what was going to be healthy for me. And then, I took a step back from politics, a huge step back from politics, and I moved on to service for others. And that was a really good experience for a while. And I got to channel my Zionist energies into something positive, and it was great. But you reach a point where you are the person that other people are reliant on. People are planning out their lives and the next step in their life, and moving to a whole new country is really scary. And everybody involved had my cell phone number, and I would wake up in the morning to you know dozens of WhatsApp messages from panicked future Olim who didn't know what was going on, or I had an Ole who missed their flight, and like what happens then? And I was on call 24/7, well 24/6, and it just got to be really overwhelming. And I decided that it was time. It was time for me to take a step back and stop being responsible and on call and on edge at all times about everything going right, and to kind of work with something in the past. Now going on to work on Jewish history is no less of a responsibility because I'm telling the story for the dead. They had no one else to speak for them, but my job was no longer life threatening in that sense. Like there was nobody's life was on the line in the decision that I was making. These were people that were already gone, and did not need me to be on call 24/7. So I kind of got a chance to take a break from needing to, when you work at a library, nothing is life or death. There was no like, you must be on call 24/7. My weekends became my own and my evenings became my own. And the work that I accomplished within my work hours was what I did. And then I got to travel once in a while for my job, which was really nice. And I got to experience like a different side of Judaism that I had never actually explored before. So it had impacted my mental health in a way that I was anxious all the time, and I was like waiting for something to go wrong all the time. And then moving over to work at the library was more like, okay, so my post on social media didn't go live on time. Nothing happens. It's fine.
it's not the end of the world.
That dynamic. Exactly. So that was the shift in the dynamic. It went from like being on call every single minute of every single day and dealing with people's real world in the moment problems to I work at a library. Everybody has to be quiet here.
Thank you for joining us in the Doctor's Den. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hope to see you next time.